Alright, unit 6, I believe, and quiz number 3. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the boat speed, so it's asking for the magnitude, so I'll do 20 cosine 210 plus 12 cosine 40 for the exponent, and then 20 sine 210 plus 12 sine 40 for the y component. So I'll just evaluate this real quick in the calculator. So 20 cosine 210 plus 12 cosine 40 is about negative 8.1279, and 20 sine 210 plus 12 sine 40 is about negative 2.28. So I'll square both of them because we're finding the magnitude here. So I'll square that and then add the square of that value and take the square root of all of that. Get that the magnitude is approximately 8.44 to the nearest hundredth. Find the magnitude and direction angle. So again, same process, but here we're finding the direction angle too. So magnitude cosine 70 degrees plus 5 cosine 140 degrees. And that's the x component, and the y component is the 3 sine 70 degrees plus 5 sine 140 degrees. And we can find the direction angle and the magnitude of that later. So 3 cosine 70 plus 5 cosine 140, and then 3 sine 70 plus 5 sine 140. Now that I have the values, I'll square both of them. I'll square both of them, and then take the square root of both of them. So I'm going to do that now in the calculator. And negative 2.80416 squared, and then take the square root of that. So I get that the magnitude is about 6.65 units. Negative 6 point. No, it's just 6.65 units. And the direction angle is just inverse tangent of the y component over the x component. So it should be inverse tangent of my y component. Hold on, let me get in the calculator. The y component, which is like 6.033 over. I'll make this negative because the x component's negative. So 2.80416, and that's the direction angle. And I need to convert accordingly. So inverse tangent of negative 6.033015911 over 2.804161786. And that brings me over here with negative 65.07, but I need between 0 and 360 degrees. And my x component for y component are in the, it looks like the second quadrant. So I need to add 180 to that answer. So it's 114.92, 114.93, rounding to the nearest hundredth. Find okay, this is basically what we did, but it's more simpler. So 8 cosine 65 degrees and 8 sine 65 degrees is our component form. So 8 cosine 65 degrees and 8 sine 65 degrees. And I get about approximately 3.38 and 7.25. 3.38, 7.25. Find the direction angle, so you you just do inverse tangent of the y component over the x component. Inverse tangent of the y component over the x component, and I get 57. Yeah, and that's in the first quadrant, so I don't need to modify it using any of its identities. So 57.99. Find the component form. This same thing again. 6 cosine 120 degrees and 6 sine 120 degrees is the component form. Just evaluate this. 6 cosine 120 and 6 sine 120. That's -3 and 5.20, running to the nearest hundredth. So -3 and 5.20. Oh, the vector word problems, it only went up by 1. I guess I'll do it again. Same video. Find a direction angle again. Inverse tangent of the y component. I'll make it negative because the x one is negative. So inverse tangent of that is -2/7. It's so this is in the second quadrant. So I need to add 180 to what I got in the calculator, and I get 164.05. Find the okay. This is the most annoying question there is. A cosine 70 degrees plus 4 cosine 340 degrees for the x component, and the y component is 8 sine 70 degrees plus 4 sine 340 degrees. Put all this gibberish in the calculator. 8 cosine 70 plus 4 cosine 340 is about 6.4949, and then 8 sine 70 degrees plus 4 sine 340 degrees is approximately 6.1494. Okay, so, and it's in the first quadrant, so when I find the direction angle, I don't need to do anything with it. So I'll find the magnitude first by squaring both values, and then taking the square root of both of them. 63 squared, the square root of that, you get approximately 8.94. 8.94. And then to find the direction angle, I just do my y component over my x component. I have it in the calculator, so I don't want to rewrite that here. So where is it in my calculator? Oh, it's right. Okay, so inverse tangent, not normal tangent. I need to press second more clearly to the calculator. Okay, it's inverse tangent of 6.14946, and 6 over 6.49493163. That's approximately 43.43. Okay, an easier question. 6 cosine 335 for the x component, and y component 6 sine 335. Put this in the calculator, it's not as much work. And then 6 sine 335, that is, get 5.44 and -2.54. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is basically, so I'll just write it out. So 200 cosine 300 degrees, and basically doing the same thing, but just finding the direction angle here, because that's what it's asking, and plus 150 cosine 250 degrees for the x component, and then the y component is 200 sine 300 degrees plus 150 sine 250 degrees. Enter all this gibberish in the calculator. 200 cosine 300 300 degrees plus 150 cosine of 250 degrees is about 48.69, 48.70 actually, and then 200 sine 300 degrees plus 150 sine 250 degrees is about negative 314.1589739. It's like almost pi when you divide by 100, but it's not. And then we take the inverse tangent of the y component over the x component. So I'll do that in the calculator. Inverse tangent of negative 314.1589739 over 48.6969785. You get approximately negative 81.18. And from the x component and y component, it looks like the coordinate is in the fourth quadrant, because the x is positive and the y is negative. Yeah, that's in the fourth quadrant, and my inverse tangent result was in the fourth quadrant, but we need to make it between 0 and 360, so I need to add 360 to what I got, and I got 278.81. Find a direction angle. Okay, this is just inverse tangent of negative 2 over 4, the y component over the x component. Inverse tangent of negative 2 over 4, you get negative 26.56. Positive x value and a negative y value, that puts you in the fourth quadrant. I got a negative degrees. I'll just add 360 because it's in the fourth quadrant, so it's 333.43 degrees. And that's quiz 3 of unit 6. Finally got the vector word problems up. On to the unit tests now.